Okay, good day everyone. Welcome to our essential podcast, and today we would like to share our experience on how we assess our skills in the so-called Knowing Yourself Better test. Again, we are the essential team. We are Joshua Adena, Rosemay Capol, Kayla Sarol, Irene Balmes, and yours truly, Raul Ermino Jr. First, first up, let's get into the first activity, which is knowing your perceptual strength. Let's have Mr. Adena to share us his thoughts about this task. Mr. Adena, let us know how this test imply to specifically your own perceptual strengths.
Thank you, Mr. Armino. So, in doing this perpetual strength, it is a test your ability to process, memorize, and analyze words that is given to you. I found this aspect in the middle part, which for me is good since there is a room for improvement still and learning. The meaning of perpetual learning forms important foundation of complex cognitive process and interact with other kinds of learning to produce perpetual expertise. Underlying perpetual learning are changes in the neural circuitry. The ability for perceptual learning is retained throughout life. This will help me be more efficient in listening to speech and or teachers just plain instruction. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Adena. That's very helpful. And next activity would be knowing your multiple intelligence. In this task, may I ask Ms. May Couple on how or probably what are the aspects have you proven to yourself? Are there any dominant or let's say your least dominant manifestation of your intelligence indicating in this activity?
Thank you, Mr. Raul Emino. So, in activity 2, knowing my multiple intelligence, here I am more proven that my dominant intelligence is manifestation of interpersonal intelligence, and my least dominant intelligence is manifestation of naturalist intelligence. All.
Okay, that's all. Okay, good to know. And in this activity, let's proceed to the next activity, which is knowing your emotional intelligence. And I'm about to ask to Miss Kayla Sarol on this one. Miss Kayla Sarol, how did you manage to answer this task?
Thank you, Kuya Raul. In this activity, knowing your emotional intelligence was good because it gave me the opportunity to know my emotional capacity. Most of my answer fall into category 5, which means strongly agree, 4, which means agree, and 3 as uncertain.
Okay. And okay, this last activity is named knowing how well you read. So I'm about to ask Miss Erin Balmes. Can you share your experience on how you answer this one?
Thank you, Mr. Ermino. My experience in activity 4 entitled Knowing How Well You Read. My result in reading rate is 166 and REI is 16.6, meaning above average. Activity 4 is all about how well we can read. This activity shows how well we read and also how well we understood the story. This activity have a deeper meaning. It's not test how well the person can read, but how well a person can really understood what he or she is reading. In my own perception that I would prefer the slower reader one but can understand what they read rather than the fast reader but didn't understand what they read.
Okay. So the summary of this activity shows us that this is a good exercise for our skills, not just in reading, but in comprehension as well. And I think this will remind us to read and improve our skills, reading skills. Again, and in general, knowing yourself better activities reminds us how to assess our skills and strengths regarding with our ability to learn. Discovering or capability would make you realize how good you are, and this may give you a strong sense of self-confidence, and self-knowledge makes you independent of the opinions of others, right? So in order to be yourself, you must have to know yourself first, and only then you would know yourself better. And again, this is Essentials Podcast. Thank you very much.